On this particular video, we're going to see how we can create an external library of blocks that we use in a particular drawing. We're going to actually download these blocks from a location on the internet. So what I'd like you to do to start with is go to a link which is supplied at the bottom of your screen in the video here on YouTube, and I'd like you to just click on that link. Now here I have the link location there, the URL, and I'm just going to copy that into a browser. Okay, automatically download the file, right? So I will then go to my downloads folder, and I am going to take that file and just put it on my desktop for now. All right, and I will extract it, and there we go. And we'll see that it actually creates a folder within a folder. And what I'd like to do is to actually take that folder, go to my local drive C, and what I will do in the local drive C is create a new folder which I will call symbols. Now within symbols, I'll paste the subfolder that I had before, so the second level, and you'll notice here in that folder there are 5 DWG files. Okay, so these are actually symbols for various elements typically found in a washroom or auxiliary room. So I'm going to close this now. Just notice the location here. It's on my drive C, symbols, bathroom. All right, back in AutoCAD. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a tool called the insert command. Now, typically you use this when you create blocks, and the first time you use this, the panel here will be floating rather than anchored, but I had mine anchored. So I'll anchor it again, and you'll see here that we don't have a lot of room to work our drawing anymore. So obviously it's a good idea at some point, once you start doing a lot of CAD work, to have 2 screens to work with. If I click on this tab, which actually is the default tab, current drawing, it'll show you a couple of blocks that you already created previously. Remember the bedroom module of this particular home. All these blocks are here, and you can simply drag and drop these blocks. Okay, and we didn't want to do that. Now there's also a section here, a tab called libraries. Now what this is for is to incorporate a folder as a block location. There's a folder here that's called test, but we're going to incorporate the folder that we just created on drive C. And let's find drive C. And we created symbols. We wanted to click on the folder and click on open. Once we click on that bathroom folder, we're going to see here, okay, all the various symbols that are in that bathroom folder. And now we can just, again, drag and drop the symbols from that folder, and we'll start laying out here our bathroom. Now let's look at our layering system for a moment, and we'll notice that we have furniture, but this really isn't furniture. Of course, it's these are plumbing fixtures. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new layer for plumbing fixtures. We have our layer manager here. So let's create a new layer. We'll call it APLUMV. And let's remove the non-plottable status. And here, let's choose a color. Is that? All right. So there's our bathtub, and let's put a sink element in and put it there. And we'll put the toilet in and move it by clicking on it and going here mid between 2 points. So I did a shift right click to get that menu to come up. And let's put both of these now on that layer there. Let's finish this off, putting in our symbols, the hot water tank, and the washer dryer. All right, and now the washer dryer, we want it to be a little bit away from the wall, and I don't know exactly what that distance is, so what I'm going to do is place it on the corner and then move it up an inch and move it over an inch. Okay, and we'll again put these on the plumbing layer for now. All right, so that's a way of creating a block library from some pre-existing symbols. We'll do a couple more things here. We're going to just sort of finish off this little closet by adding some shelves, and I'll just draw a line here to start. Think about what would be a good layer for this. Now what we're doing is kind of building in something that's going to stay there. It's something built in, even though it's just a shelf. It's cabinet work. Probably need yet again a new layer. I'm going to create here a layer called cabinet, a cabinet, and also give it a good color, something distinctive. And let's put that element. Now the other thing that I'd like to do here is I'd like to kind of reduce this big space here. Okay, we have a full 3 feet of space for the toilet, and we have here just a 2-foot sink. So I'd like to make this a little bit bigger. All right, now we can't change this block, so what we need to do in this case is to actually explode the block. Okay, we're going to type X for explode, select it. Now what happens is everything turns white, and actually if you click on any of these elements, you'll notice that they're on layer 0. Okay, so that's one of the principles of when you explode a block, is that the block elements go back to their original form or their original state. I'm going to now modify this cabinet here. I'm just going to make it about 6 inches longer. All right, and I'm going to move the sink half as much. Okay, 3. I have a couple of extra lines now. Actually, there are a lot of extra lines, but some of them are parts of blocks. You can see here some extra lines. So there's really not much that you want to do about that. You have to be aware of them. And here, I'm going to take also my toilet and move it over 3 inches. So what I'll do here, so I need to move these back onto the proper layer. And you'll notice here I'm taking the sink, putting the sink on the plumbing layer, and I'm going to take these 2 lines and actually put them on the cabinet layer. So last thing we'll do is let's copy over this window over here. Let's rotate it. just type in 180. And I want to make it smaller and remove this central mullion. So the first thing I did is I did an erase and removed the central mullion. And now I'm going to join these lines. So I just type join, click on the two lines, press enter. That becomes now one line. Okay, do that again. Let's check the distance. I pretty well remember that this is a 5-foot window, but just checking it using the distance command, and I'm going to stretch this so that it becomes a 2-foot window. So let's move that into place at the midpoint here, and we'll need to isolate the exterior wall layer, remembering of course that we have a duplicate line there that we want to keep. And let's trim out those two lines and replace this. All right, so unisolate all the layers, and there we have a completed drawing.